The 2017 Loretta Lynn's Remastered series is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC and Lucas Oil.
All right, let's see if we can get Carter Howell-Pain out front on the number 17 machine. Let's see if we can get these Ferraris in and through that first turn. Hey, I like it. Everybody making it through. I don't see any staff rushing to that first turn, so that's a good sign. Gray Tate out of Buford, Georgia. His dad is a private pilot. He got the whole shot. He flies around Warren Buffett, some of these other guys, these cajillionaires. Who wants...
Ezra Hastings, I believe that is, on the 51 Yamaha out front. Out of Aurora, Indiana, leading this way around 250B. All our riders around this age we've seen in the schoolboy classes and things like that, they were riding 125 bikes. These are young kids in this 450B class on full maxed out CC bikes, 450 CCs. That is a lot of dirt bike to handle for a 15 through 18-year-old. These guys are making it happen here on the Loretta Lynn circuit. Like we were saying, Ezra Hastings leading this one around. Ezra must have been a big Ezra Luss fan back in the 90s. He's out there getting it done. We got a Husqvarna rider coming up hot on him, though. Try to get a number when they come around. And that would be the number 52 of Hayden Humphrey. So we got the 51 out front right now of Ezra Hastings and Hayden Humphrey on 52 in second, right in numerical order. But Sutton tells me that Hayden Humphrey is going to want to put that 52 in front of the 51. We are almost one lap done in this one, and there is no room for breathing for our rider out front. 52 Humphrey looks like he's going to try to make a charge up the inside for the finish line. Can't make it happen. So Hastings still leading this one around.
Hayden Humphrey second, Brock Pappy third. And just a reminder, folks, that if you've gotten injured either in practice or maybe in your first moto and you're not going to be able to race your other class, we remind you to be a gentleman or a gentlewoman and withdraw. Go to the MX Sports office and withdraw before your second class begins. If you're not going to be able to race, it allows an alternate to get their shot at it.
At the title.
Yeah, there's literally no point
Come in
in
as an
holding
alternate.
a gate if you're not going to race. It just holds somebody else up. So it allows us to put an alternate in. So please go to the MX Sports trailer. That's the gray trailer behind our announcer's tower across from Thor and Moose, and that will allow someone else to get in if you can't race your first motos. Maybe you were hurt in your other class. Go
Lots
ahead.
of action, though, Jason, going on out front. We just saw Ezra Hastings get all sorts of sideways coming through the section for the Ten Commandments, but Brock Poppy making the pass into second on Hayden Humphrey. So now we got Poppy on the Suzuki saying, I like it when you call me Big Poppy. Get out of my way. I'm going to the front in this one.
I like when you call me Brock Poppy.
I like when you call me Brock Poppy. And he triples by.
And if you don't
Oh,
know,
wow.
now you know Brock
Maybe
Pappy.
he doesn't. Oh, he does make the pass stick. So Poppy making the pass stick on Ezra Hastings.
Hey, Poppy is not afraid to get in there and bang bars. He is notorious. He will get in there and square you up. Here comes Carter Howell-Pain. He was my pick for the race win. He's already up to the number 2 spot. And he and Brock Pappy, the big Brock Pappy.
Oh, looks like that would have to be
I like it when
Ezra
you call
Hastings.
me Brock Pappy.
Or no, Hayden Humphrey. Hayden Humphrey having
bummer.
some hard luck. It looked like he was going to go after the lead on lap 1, and now he is stuck in a rut, literally and figuratively.
Just like your life, Jason Wygant. Just stuck in a rut, man.
Hey,
What a
he
bummer.
just had 8 McDoubles today. His life is doing pretty good.
His blood has turned to sludge. The viscosity of just thickened up.
Until about 5 hours from now.
Yeah, then I got to deal with that in that hotel room.
Luckily, the porta potties are free as well.
It already kicked in. I'm in bad shape. Wheels, I'm coming for you.
He's going to blow your room to pieces.
Yep. I'm going to stay in your room for about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to leave.
And leave the door shut, hot box it. Leave the door shut. Toilet bowl open. Don't flush it. Just leave it there for Wheels to deal with. That's what Wes Kane does. I ain't got time to flush. Who's got time for that?
Carter Howell-Pain.
I got
we
people
got
to do
battle up
that.
front. Sorry to interrupt your poop talk, but looks like Carter Howell-Pain takes the move. He puts himself in the number 1 spot.
He takes
around
the move.
Brock Pappy. So Pappy no longer the Poppy out there.
I like it when you pass Brock Pappy.
Howell-Pain out front, looking at me. He just kind of came out of nowhere, Kevin. I didn't see him coming. So I would be no surprise to me to see Howell-Pain stretch this one out.
Yeah, he did very well at all the Spring Nationals, Mini-O's, knocked down a bunch of titles. He's for real. This is like his second full year at MTF. He's kind of been there hit or miss, and now he's full-time, and it's really paying off.
I've actually heard the name Carter Howell-Pain.
Best hair in amateur
yes.
motocross.
I'm
like carrot toppy, curly, Don Sutton-like hair.
I'm very out of touch with the amateurs. I've been trying to follow it more and more lately, but Howell-Pain is a rider I've seen rip around some of the tracks in Oklahoma, and he can get it done. I've seen that guy out there battling with a lot of pro guys as he is an amateur right now, but getting it done. He's stretching out on Brock Pappy. I mean, shoot, already got probably about a 2-second lead.
That's that Larry Brooks run team that Brock Pappy rides for. Larry's over there under the Suzuki tent there, and Larry was at Mammoth there helping out with Myron Short, a brand new amateur team, full semi, the whole deal. Cole Barbieri. Yeah, I don't know if it's Chaparral or not. I don't know the specifics of the team. Probably look at that little sheet that has Brock Pappy's sponsorship information. No, I know Myron Short's got a hand in it. Larry Brooks is in there.
Suzuki, Brooks, all those guys, they got a clean-looking
Suzuki.
setup over there.
Barks
If you guys
Motos.
haven't gone over and check out the semi they got going on, it is a super clean professional setup. And Brock Pappy doing him proud right now out there in second on the 44 Suzuki.
Brock Pappy. Here's a look at the number 91 Kawasaki ride. That is Carson Brown. That's our first time we really talked about Carson. Good for him, man. Big, tall kid. Making that 450 work for him. You know how it is. You're in the world of motocross, you're like a giant. You know what I mean?
I'm massive. Everyone's like, oh, he's so tall. And then I go in the real world, and I'm just
average
a
6
normal
foot
person.
There you go. What are you, 6 foot?
Yep, 6 foot. Actually, I gained an inch after my back surgery.
They stretch you out?
Yep.
Wow.
So if you guys are ever looking to, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
6'4" with
called
the afro.
years of massive abuse that shrunk me down, and now I'm back.
Did it settle back in? Did it settle back in or something?
Yep. No, they just
normal
stretched me
size
back out. I'm good to go.
Carter Howell-Pain, 4 seconds now. Look at that time, 1:58.9. Howell-Pain now got free reign over the racetrack. He can
58.9 is
figure
an
it out.
incredible lap
That's good
time.
on this rough
just
racetrack.
Watered too.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
They did smooth. I will say they smoothed out the mechanics
Oh
area.
yeah, so he sucks, right?
Yeah, no.
He's
You
terrible.
said that. That was what Jimmy
no,
Alverson
he's terrible
just said.
because he smoothed one section of the track.
No,
watching
don't
Carter
get all
Howell-Pain,
defensive, Jimmy.
You can watch Howell-Pain out there right now.
Yeah, he's getting it done.
You just can tell when certain riders have that mojo going, and right now he is shredding around this course.
His mojo.
Running times
Took
that
my
could put him
mojo.
in
Here
the
he comes.
lead.
Right in front of us around the big sweeper. We can see him, but you at home can't. But there he is, bouncing his way down, choosing one of those 58 ruts there that are 9 foot deep. Man, he was in and out so quick. Did you see that?
That Yamaha 450 is a big beastly machine too. That thing has some power underneath the hood on it, and he is making it look silky smooth out there. So it's cool to watch young riders like that be able to really modulate the power on the 450, which is
Tough to
insane
do.
amounts. A lot of those guys, they go a lot slower, but watching Howell-Pain, you can tell that
He rides it better than he does his 250, I
he's
think.
got super good throttle control, bigger rider, able to really use that weight and height to his advantage out there.
Couldn't agree. Couldn't agree with you more.
Carter Howell-Pain leading this one around. We got Brock Pappy still in the Suzuki, number 44 in second. Carson Brown, number 91 on the Kawasaki in third. Ezra Hastings on that 51 Yamaha. We saw him out front early leading this one. He has dropped back to the 4th place spot. And in the 5th spot, it's Trey Fergott on the 20 Yamaha. That rounds out your top 5. But Carter Howell-Pain finally over that 2-minute mark at a 2:01, but still a couple seconds lap quicker than everybody. Kevin, who do we got coming up out of here that's going to make any sort of challenge to Howell-Pain in these next 2 motos if he can take this one home?
No, I don't know. I mean, Howell-Pain's been the guy. He rides the 450, like we said, even better than he does the 250F. So he struggled a little bit in that 250F class, the one earlier in the morning, but he's very comfortable on the 450. I think he's got this one dialed in.
I can relate to that. When I was in amateurs, I raced my B year, I raced both 450 classes, and that was the year I felt like I realistically should have won both titles. The next year, I got a big head. I was like, oh, I need to race a 250 class because that's what all the rides are coming from. when realistically I should have just rode my 450 because I was a much better 450 rider. So I like Carter not opting out, going to the 250
That's where you had
class.
most of your success as a pro, too, obviously, in that
always.
on the 450.
I actually, when I was 14 years old, I only raced the 450, and then once I got a decent enough ride from Yamaha, they started getting me 250s. So there for a while, I was a 450 only guy at the ripe age of 14. But
A 450 only contract at 14.
It
you
really
and Tyler
was.
Bowers.
I got one 450 from Yamaha in my contract and a small parts budget, and then I ended up doing well at Lake Whitney, and I showed up to Moser Valley, and there was a brand new 250 waiting for me.
Oh, now I got to race it too.
So
Here we go.
that's how it all snowballs like that. But Carter Howell-Pain still out front, just dominating this moto. Let's see, what do we got laps left here? We got about halfway through this one,
Yeah,
wouldn't
we're
you say?
about 10 minutes into the race there. We got a little
Yeah.
timer up there. It kind of helps us out. Hey, back in the day, what were some of the crazy stories you heard about numbers of bikes given to some kids? What's the most number of bikes that you remember guys getting?
I remember the Wharton brothers as two
As a
kids,
tandem.
as a group, got 32 bikes.
Was that enough to get them through the year?
That was enough, I believe.
Probably got them through
my
4
final
years.
Year on my, and I guess it really doesn't
Say
matter.
it.
No one's gonna come after me. My final year at Yamaha, I got 11 motorcycles
As an amateur?
as an amateur.
And then you turn pro and you can't squeeze a
Well,
dirt
the
bike out of
following
Jacob
year-
Saylor said that. He goes, dude, I had 10 bikes this year. Can't beg a bike from somebody now when I turn pro.
The following year, I actually turned down the Toyota ride that year at the beginning of the week, which was, in hindsight, probably not the smartest thing I've ever done in my life. Couldn't get a ride in the following season, so I went back to Yamaha and just asked for bikes, and they said, sorry.
You had 11
Sorry
bikes.
about you, but I had 11 bikes from the year before, so we just rode those for a while.
There you go. Got to do what you got to do.
But that was back in the
Man, that bike was dancing all over the place. Carter Howell-Pain able to straighten it up.
Howell-Pain doing the cha-cha out front all by himself. He is still getting a little bit squirrely there, moving
It's hard
around.
not to. You watch these guys. I think it's just how you got to ride this racetrack. You never really are completely 100% comfortable. Just like Alex Hunter from the AMA. He looked absolutely terrible out there in his moto. Terrible ride for Alex Hunter from the AMA. So figured I'd give him a shout out. All the guys from the AMA were here to watch him look terrible, so they're really glad they were here for that one. Yeah.
Good.
All
A
your
lot of
coworkers,
support.
they take that back home
Yep.
like, yeah,
Like,
you're
yeah, he's not as cool as I thought he was. I got you. Howell-Pain, we were watching him make a few mistakes earlier on. You think it might be one of those deals where he's got that gap, he's got that lead, he's really not. He's almost like, okay, I can slow down at this point.
That's when you mess up, huh?
Yeah, once you start slowing down, you're not used to the inertia, momentum, and the balance. It's all different. So looks like he might be starting to pick it back up again. I can see a little more aggression out of him. Maybe those mistakes got him a little frustrated.
Wake him up there,
Kevin.
yeah. You don't want to hit the ground. Austin Kozad inside the top 20. He's running 18th. Gray Tate, our early hole shot leader there. He is 17th. We'll give you a top 10 rundown brought to you by Lucas Oil. Austin Watling is 10th. Richie Randonella is 9th. Perry Warren 8th. Hayden Humphrey 7th. Trey Figuer is 6th. Marco Canella is 5th. Ezra Hastings 4th. Carson Brown, Brock Pappy, and Carter Howell-Pain lead it out. There's a look at the number 91 of Carson Brown on the Kawasaki. Bouncing his way. I used to like it back in the day when you could just get up on top of those things. They don't really do that anymore here.
Right now, looks like our top three are really the bikes on the track, making it happen lap time-wise. 202 by Brock Pappy. Carson Brown at a 202 as well. And our leader, Howell-Pain, actually dropping into 203, which is
the wheels are coming off now.
Second slower, but I believe he's got this one. Then we got Ezra Hastings. So Carson Brown still better than Ezra in third spot.
Did you see what he did there? Did you see what he did there?
Still better than Ezra in third spot.
Nicely done.
But a solid ride in fourth.
He'd been
I
waiting
figured
to
I'd get a
say that.
soundboard drop on that. Let's get some applause. Let's get us some applause. Oh, okay.
There you go.
All
He'll
right.
be here all week. So lap starting to wind down. This is lap number 6, working on our 7th lap. Our leader, Carter Howell-Pain, making that pass earlier in the race, drops the hammer, puts that gap together for a lap or two, puts the heaters together, and then says, I'm going to manage this one from here on out. He's got to work his way through some lap traffic now. That's where things can get dicey, too. Let that concentration drop a little bit.
It really can, because your heart rate goes up on how much yelling you're doing going around the track. I'm here, move, move. So Howell-Pain trying to work his way through traffic with that 9-second lead, 8.9 seconds over Pappy.
He's got this. He's got it covered, man. No problem. Tommy Maxey up to about the number 10 spot, so the little leprechaun of his dad's up there getting that pot of gold ready for Tommy when he heads back to the RV. Trying to figure out who these guys are, man. Some of it's hard to read there as we watch the screen in front of us. All the front number plates just blasted with dirt there. That's the number 30, I believe.
Yeah, they just thrown a lot of water down on the track before that last time out. These guys putting probably their last bit of track prep in before the motos end, making sure it's not going to get a little dusty on us. But the cool thing about Loretta's now is the fact that the circuit is just so, the dirt is so incredibly well mixed in compared to what it used to be in years past that they can throw that water down and it just makes the track even better.
Yeah, just a little tacky. That's all it's done. You don't see any slick faces on the jumps because the dirt is so loamy and so good. Doesn't happen. You remember how you could tell when they were watering, like, no, don't do that.
Ice.
It's icy. Don't do that. Like, doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, I can just remember sitting on the gate praying
no, don't water.
that they were not going to water, and then, of course, they just would.
All right. Especially right through here. This thing used to get tricky right in front of us here. You're always
just a
turning.
Dust Bowl.
You're on the gas. So, yeah, but now it's they got the right amount of sawdust in there. That keeps the moisture there, keeps the traction good. They got it figured out.
I like how they kind of, it seems like they faded away from doing complete sawdust and started mixing some sand in as well.
Absolutely.
And the sand really brings good texture. The sawdust, I like it. It's nice, but sand is definitely, sawdust is the poor man's sand, is what I like to say.
Is that what you like to say?
And man,
they've all gotten away from it. It used to be wood chips.
Yes.
I hate wood chips. They went away from that.
Oh, yeah, you get rock
Like
stuff
the sawdust you
everywhere.
get now is
logs.
like powder.
You can see some logs
Literally,
in some of
yeah.
those wood chips.
Like, who's that? New York, New Berlin, New York.
Yes,
They had the
Binghamton.
the most wood chips I've ever seen.
That's how lucky I was. My rookie season, or after Loretta's, I got to race Binghamton the last year they had it.
You were so lucky.
And I was just fist
love
pumping all the way as I was digging logs out of my teeth.
Just shooting logs in your face.
It was great. I lost 5 teeth that day.
Oh, well, you got a dental plan with the motocross. When you
Yeah.
turn pro, they got full dental and
Full
401k,
dental,
vision,
great.
the whole
Yep.
deal, right?
Sure is.
Not hardly. The number 17, Carter Howell-Pain.
Ooh,
We saw him for
Carson
just a
Brown.
moment there. But
Carson Brown making the move on Pappy.
Wow, he did do that. You are right. He has gotten him. There's a look at our leader, the number 17 of Carter Howell-Pain, as he works his way through Storyland. That's Suzuki Storyland, where all the stories used to work and flag back there. I'm not sure if they still flag back there or not. This guy's got 100 feet of roll-offs hanging behind him there.
Why
about
not? A little
30 bucks
distraction
worth.
for people behind him.
Yeah, get caught up in your. Yeah, he's got the goggles off. The roll-offs are flowing around him.
Still charging hard.
He could actually rent that out like they do the planes that fly over the beach there and just eat at Moe's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he could.
Could
That'd be a great advertisement.
Could somebody, you could really
great
like.
advertisement. You just raking the dollars out there.
Like
with
you
your
just
little
roll,
banner.
it's all tight when you start, but then about halfway through the moto, you just hit the
Yep.
button and this big banner shoots
Says,
out behind
Will
you.
you marry me, Kate?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, why not?
Carter Howell-Pain, 10-second lead now, as we should be seeing the white flag. Here he comes. I did not see it, though. That's lap number 9. It's got to be the white flag.
Brown,
18 minutes into the race here.
Not only has Brown made the move on Poppy, he has pulled out a massive gap. So something must have happened to Brock Poppy out there. Maybe that 450 just getting the best of him. Maybe a little bit of arm pump.
Could
Who
be,
knows?
yeah,
Leg
fighting
pump,
that thing. Leg, back,
ab
arm.
pump.
It's a lot of ab
Just
pumps.
pumping everywhere.
Just pumping up. Totally pumping.
Pappy-
White flag lap. This is it for Brock Pappy and the rest of the boys, along with Carter Howell-Pain, your leader. There's Howell-Pain working his way around lap traffic, going around the long way. Stay out of trouble at this point. You're 10 seconds, 9 seconds out front. You're just on cruise control, looking for bombs to try to dodge.
It is crazy, though, how much the 125 class, we don't see the times drop like they do when we put these young kids on a large bike like a 450. I mean, the times, you're looking at a 158 was your fastest time for your leader, Howell-Pain, and right now he's at almost a 205, a 7-second difference. That is a lot.
I like to think if he was battling with someone, he would have, ran it close to 2 the whole way through, but he didn't have to. I think he's just a smart kid. Second moto of the day. Let's get it done. get on back there to Donnie Luce, tell him to tune this thing up, go ahead and cut me a check for my day's earnings.
But
Go get a
like
steak.
Brock Pappy back there, 201.9, and then now 209.
Yeah, you're right. Now,
So,
different story for him. You're right.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's just all part of the nature of the beast out there. These 450s are no joke. If anybody's ever ridden one out there, you know that it is a handful. Hold on one of these suckers just for one lap. So 10-lap motos, 20 minutes, all out.
Yeah, we're at 20 minutes right now. When he crosses the stripe, it'll be over or thereabouts right at 21 minutes as he comes right around in front of us here. The Thor sweeper one last time for the best hair in amateur motocross. He's letting it grow out. He had the big afro about a year ago, and I like it. So let's see what you got on the podium here. Hadn't seen Carter this week, so great job. Carter Howell-Pain will take the Moto win. And again, gotta love the truckers, man. They're watching as they drive down I-40 about 15 minutes away, laying on that big trucker
Every
horn,
time.
pumped, and the timing is impeccable.
It is. It really is.
Those guys are great. Carter Howell-Pain with the win.
Carter
Carson Brown.
bringing the Howell-Pain.
He did bring
the
the House of
competition.
Pain. You're absolutely right. Carter and Carson Brown finishes second. Brock Pappy third. Marco Canella is fourth. Ezra Hastings is fifth. Hayden Humphrey is sixth. Little Tommy Maxey and your little tiny dad, you finish up seventh. Richie Randonella will be eighth. Trey Figert, ninth, and Ryan Martin rounds out your top 10. We'll toss it down to Jason Wygant on the podium with your winners.
All right, and we're ready. We got Moto medals and we got a Moto winner. Now that was a heck of a ride, Kevin. You saw this one coming. He delivered. Make sure we got all the right stuff on here. Yeah, you picked your hat. Here, we'll go with this first. All right. Let's bring it back behind the motorcycle so all your logos can get in there. Well done. Let's hear it for Carter Howell-Pain taking the win. That was a really good ride, man.
Yeah, you know, I just got up to a decent start and had my work cut out for me. Just made some quick passes and got out front and rode smart. The track's gnarly.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad right now. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, you know, the whole EBR performance crew, they've been kicking butt. And just couldn't be more pleased with where we're at right now. EBR, Altus, Nitro, Lubricants, MTF for everything they've done for me since I've been down there. Thor, 100%, Bell, KC Designs. The Hunt family, they do a lot for me, and they're a little undercover, but, man, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So thank you to everybody, and let's just get it done in the next ones.
All right, he's got one under his belt right now. Let's hear it for Carter Howell-Pain. Well done. Looking for Carson Brown, who finished up second in that one, had to make some passes to get there. Here he comes. And also Brock Pappy, a good ride for third on the Suzuki. We'll get it. Well, they grow up quick down here. He's a big man now. Well done. Let's hear it for his second place finisher, Carson Brown. Yeah. Carson, not a great start. You definitely ate some roost out there, but you made it happen.
Yeah, you know, I felt pretty good. I messed up a few things out of the gate, and somehow it worked out. So I got myself into third or whatever, and I wanted to dart up to the front, but I'm like, I got to stay conservative and look at the big picture and not throw it away.
Yeah. Silver medals. That's good. Who do you want to thank?
Oh, I'd love to thank PMOW. I can't thank them enough. They've done so much for me. And Team Green, Pro Circuit, Monster Energy, Fly, BBR Motorsports, Dunlop, Renthal, X Goggles, N Style Uni, Northwest Riders, Pro Wheel. Everybody who's thanked me. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough.
All right, there it is. Let's hear it for Carson Brown taking second place. Yeah. And third place finisher with 44. We'll bring him on up. Meanwhile, we got our whole shot winner. We'll get before Brock Pappy comes on up. Gray Tate's got your whole shot. Let's hear it for Gray. All right. Bell Helmets money coming your way. How'd you get that start, man?
I held it wide open and never let off, and to be honest, I almost wrecked. My back tire spun, and I got arm pump first corner, so that was really frustrating, but I'm glad to get the whole shot.
It's like a new world record for quickest arm pump in by the first turn.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that one.
Who do you want to thank, man?
I want to thank Kawasaki, JGR, Real Deal. I want to thank Tamer, Whole Shot Device, Dunlop, Drink Doc, my mom and dad for sure, the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe out there, and everybody else, thank you.
All right, great Tate with your Whole Shot Award from Bell Helmets. All right, and now we'll hand over the bronze to our third place finisher. He was in the mix the entire moto, now riding the Suzukis. Part of the RM Army. Let's hear it for Brock Pappy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Brock, how'd that ride go for you, man?
It was all right. You know, I got a pretty good start, and took me a little while to get into first, and then honestly, I just got really tightened up and wasn't breathing. You know, it's just nerves getting to me and stuff for the first race, and it's all good. Salvaged a third out of it, went backwards a little bit, tamed her down, but hey, it's a long week. Anything can happen, and we'll see what happens.
All right, who do you want to thank, Brock?
I want to thank Chaparral for sticking behind me, Factory Suzuki, my mom, dad, whole family, friends, Fly Racing with the awesome gear, 100% for keeping me clear, Dunlop for the best tires out there, Monster Army, FMF, CD Boots, everyone else, thank you so much.
There it is, Brock Pappy, third place on the 44.